watching ESPN, new home of the Bowl Championship Series.
Set to start the fourth quarter of the Cowboy Classic presented by Hampton Hotels. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our ESPN crew. Good football game. Number 6 team in the country leading by a touchdown. But the Beavers of Oregon State have got the ball to start the fourth with a first down at their own 44-yard line. Jaquiz Rogers, a single setback. They fake it to him. Ryan Katz loading, firing, and tipped by Tanner Brock, the middle linebacker.
See, now that's one I think he's got to dump off to Jaquiz Rogers. He tried to go downfield, and it wasn't there. Jaquiz was his outlet. He's got to dump it off to number 1 and see if he can make a play. Watch Jaquiz. He's out here as an outlet receiver, and he passes up on going to him and throws it down the field. Let Jaquiz get it in space and see if he can make a play for you.
You could see the reaction of Rogers. Kind of tipped his helmet back as if to say, if he just would have gotten it to me, I had a little room to work. As you look at the eyes of Quiz, on a second down and 10. Katz fires, incomplete on the out. Aaron Nichols, the intended receiver. Now it's third down and 10. For 23 on the night. He started hot, had 2 touchdown passes in the first half, but he is cooled. There's his third down passing. They need that to go to 5 out of 8 right here on a 3rd and 10.
Well, James is right here. That's probably where he's going to look on this play.
High snap. Has plenty of time. Got away from the rush, now running for his life, and down he goes. Tracked down by Wayne Daniels, his 2nd sack of the night.
A great second effort by Wayne Daniels. They are able to flush him out of the pocket. Daniels doesn't give up on the play, keeps his chase alive, and is able to trip up Katz before he can throw the ball. A lot of times when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, there's open receivers down the field. Daniels was able to trip him up.
You saw Jerry Hughes with a big smile on the sideline, cheering on his former teammate as Daniels doing it like Hughes used to. Here's a nice kick from Heckers. Curley way back at the 10. No fair catch, and he's drilled. Great coverage. 49-yard kick and absolutely no return. Dax Gilbeck got down there on special teams to make the hit. ESPN2's coverage of Major League Baseball and the hunt for October continues tomorrow night. Giants and Dodgers will get together. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Part of the hunt for October presented by Lee Jeans on ESPN2 and ESPN3.com. 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night.
This is another one of those critical defensive possessions for Oregon State. They don't necessarily need a 3 and out, but that punt and the good coverage flip the field. They've got to keep TCU in this part of the field for their offense.
Dalton got it out to Sky Dawson. They try to get some blockers in front of him, and Dawson spins and fights for about 8 yards out to the 19-yard line. Dawson, world-class speed for the sophomore out of Mesquite, Texas. He'll become more and more a part of this offense as the season rolls along. Talk about speed and world-class speed, including a gold medal. Former Cowboy Bob Hayes here in the Ring of Honor at Cowboy Stadium. Let's check in with Reese Davis. Reese?
All right, Brad, we told you earlier Oklahoma's had his hands full with the Aggies of Utah State. Aggies on the drive. DeAndre Burrell fires, tipped into the air, and picked off by Jamel Fleming. They did review the play. The interception stands. Oklahoma not out of the woods, but at least up 7 and with the ball right now in Utah State territory. Look what happened in Turner Gill's debut at Kansas. North Dakota State knocks him off 6-3.
Wow, big win for North Dakota State. Dalton out and up too far. Out of bounds. Curtis Clay, the intended receiver, and Brandon Harden was back there defending. 29 victories in the career for this young man, Andy Dalton. One more win would put him in the record books in school history. He would pass, yes indeed, slinging Sammy Baugh, who was an All-American in the 30s here and went on to a great NFL Hall of Fame career. Great punter as well. He won 29 games for the Horned Frogs. And if Andy wins this game and he's up by a touchdown, he goes in the record books with his 30th win in a TCU uniform. And of course, there's a Sammy Baugh building named here. And Andy kind of said, you know, maybe they can put me in parentheses or something. He basically just told us the other day, man, to be mentioned in the same sentence with Sammy Baugh, are you kidding me?
Well, here's the play right here for Oregon State. They did a nice job on 1st and 2nd down. Maybe the longest 3rd down play TCU has had tonight. 3rd and 8+. They've got to come up with a stop. They still could get good field position after a punt if they get a stop here.
But in long yardage, they're 0 for 2 on these 3rd downs. Big play by both teams, for both teams, right here. Dalton over the middle, crossing pattern. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. Nice defense by Michael Doctor. Just what the doctor ordered right there. Big hit.
Yeah.
They're going to have to punt it.
That was a mistake, I think, by the young receiver, Josh Boyce, who made the catch. He tried to stretch that to the sideline to gain the 1st down. I think maybe if he just turns right upfield after the catch, he has a better chance of converting that 1st down.
So now, Anson Kelton, that 280-pound punter, set to kick away to the 188-pound James Rogers. Rogers averaged about 12 yards a punt return last year, but when you look at the field like this, if he hits a line drive, James will have a chance. It's anything but a line drive. It's a mile in the air. James backpedals to the 13. Got by 1. James Rogers, 20, 25, out to the 27. Did what he could. And little brother Jaquiz getting ready to put his lid on and be part of the offense. Can Oregon State come back and tie it up? Hang around, find out with us.
The 2010 Cowboys Classic is presented by Hampton Hotels. At Hampton, we love having you here. And in part by Lee. Getting comfortable never looked so good.
We've got a great one going on here at the Cowboy Classic. We'll have another one for you in the All-State Kickoff in the Capitol as part of Dick's Sporting Goods Kickoff Week, Monday night, 8 o'clock. Boise State ran the table a year ago. They're ranked 3rd in the country, and Virginia Tech number 10 at FedEx Field. 1st down, Oregon State trailing by a touchdown with 11:13 remaining. Jaquiz Rogers, a tough 4 yards. Tank Carter as we check in with Holly.
Well, all preseason, all anyone said around here is what in the world will TCU do without Jerry Hughes? And Jerry, I'll ask you, how do you think they've done so far without you?
I think they're doing great right now. You know, they're up in the game, they're winning the ball game, and that's all that matters right now.
Daniels has had 2 sacks in your old position. What is it about how Gary Patterson teaches defense that allows you guys to be successful?
You know what? He takes that speed and he kind of just molds it and puts it on the field. Wherever he can get that speed on the field, he's going to do it. And, you know, we got a great defensive line coach with Dick Bumpus. You know, he does a great job of coaching us, teaching us moves, and just getting us out there.
All right, well, he's taught him some moves. He's going back to the Indianapolis Colts, and he said things are going pretty well up there for him, guys.
All right, good luck, Jerry. The Ted Hendricks Award winner is the best defensive end in the country last year. And there's Coach Bumpus, who Jerry was talking about. Jerry was also named the Mountain West Conference Male Athlete of the Year, something that was just awarded recently. Even though he's a pro now, he was a great amateur here with TCU. A huge 3rd and 1. The up man's got it, and the up man's got the 1st down.
That was Jaquiz in the fullback position with James behind him.
That's 2nd or 3rd time they've shown that formation tonight.
I mean, you just see the toughness of Jaquiz Rogers.
Here's the smallest fullback in football right here.
That's exactly right. But he sneaks right through there. He knows what he needed for 1st down, and he's not afraid to put his nose down and go get tough yards.
Ryan Katz has a look with Rogers behind him on 1st down. Fakes it to him. Wants to go deep on the sideline, and James Rogers broke it up. Wow, Greg McCoy, a great closing burst, or it would have been a touchdown.
He had a great closing burst, and because Ryan Katz had to kind of double clutch this throw, he wasn't able to get enough on it. Rogers has him beat with the stop and go. But the ball hung hung in the air a little bit, and McCoy was able to close the gap, but it's because Katz had to kind of pull it down and reset because of the pressure and got the throw off a little bit late.
McCoy, by the way, is a 4'3", 240 guy, too, so there's no lack of speed out there. And he and James Rodgers have had a battle all night, including that last play. Second down at 10 for the Beavers. Katz in the gun. Time to throw, but it's high and through the hands of Aaron Nichols. That one he had too much on.
Well, and I think Ryan Katz, the youth and inexperience of Ryan Katz, is starting to show up a little bit more in this second half. 2 of 9 now in the second half.
And he's missed his last 5.
And see, that was an easy one. You know, the play before was a nice play by McCoy. That was an open receiver, and he just made a poor throw. And now he's got a 3rd and 10.
And the purple-clad Horned Frog fans up again and making noise for the defense. Oregon State's going to have to earn this one. 3rd down and a full 10. High snap, draw play. Quiz Rodgers trying to dance his way to the sticks. He won't get there, but he did get to the 45, where it's going to be 4th down and 3.
Still a lot of time left in the ball game. You're playing field position right now if you're Mike Riley as well. You flipped the field on the last exchange. You didn't get a score out of it, but at least you've got Hecker in a position to pin TCU back again. He's got to have a solid kick here and not let Curley make something happen on the other end.
Remember, his short punt to Curley resulted in the late second quarter touchdown by TCU. The last time he came out to kick, he blasted one. Snaps a little low. He handles it, and he kicks it high in the air, and it's going to have to be a fair catch by Curley at the 16-yard line. 8:27 remaining in the football game. TCU has got the lead and the ball when we come back. Bart Johnson right there, number 6, part of our All-State Good Hands play of the game. And here it is. Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate. Watch this throw from Andy Dalton, and watch Bart Johnson take it off with his fingertips, the top of the turf. There's about 2 inches to spare right here. Great catch.
Sometimes a quarterback makes a receiver look good, and sometimes a receiver makes a quarterback look good.
Absolutely.
What Gary Patterson wants from his offense right now is eat some clock, run the football, and flip the field.
And they have run the football very well tonight, especially with this guy who's over 100 yards. Ed Wesley bounces out of bounds, knocked out by Dockery.
Well, that's not what he wanted. He didn't want his running back to run out of bounds and stop the clock. Keep the clock running, run the football, and move the chain, so even if you don't score, you've got a touchdown lead. Even if you don't score, get yourself into position to punt Oregon State down and then count on that rock-solid defense to keep them down there.
On second down, Dalton play action. He's going to go for all of it down the far sideline, and it's incomplete. Brandon Harden broke it up. Now the pass down the sideline to Josh Boyce.
So you look at Brandon Harden, he's big for a corner.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'2", 215 pounds, and the coaches of TCU said that's the guy we're going to go after. He's a little bit more of a run support guy, a banger. The other guy, Dockery, is probably their best cover guy. We're going to go after Harden. They got him once early in the game, but he's held his own pretty well.
Well, the Horned Frogs have backed themselves into a little bit of a mud hole here on 3rd down and long, and have stopped the clock twice. 3rd and 7. Big play for the Oregon State defense. Dalton keeps it. Ooh, does he get it? I think he might.
I think he might have.
Well, Beavers are saying the ball's out. I think he got the first down. You talk about a big run. If indeed that's a first down on 3rd down and 7, it is. Andy Dalton, who had a touchdown run to give his team the lead, has now on 3rd down again come up, and this time it's the longest run he's come up with on a 3rd down conversion right here.
And he's not a slide guy. He's a guy who's going to go head first and forward towards that first down marker, and another big run for Dalton.
Now he's back in the shotgun in the pistol set with Wesley behind him, and the clock is moving. 7:25 remaining in the ball game. It looked like they were.
I think they got the playoff.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Todd, you know, I'm sure, and it may have happened today in Georgia Tech's game or maybe a Navy game. I don't know that I've seen so many third down conversion runs by a quarterback. I'm sure Joshua Nesbitt probably had 4 or 5 today, but Dalton's got 7.
For a team that's not really known as an option team. Yeah, you're right.
They back themselves up here. 1st and 15, but again, the clock's going to move its way inside the 7-minute mark, leading by 7. 6th-ranked TCU. Quick throw in the flat to Curley. He wants to stay in bounds, get what he can, and he does both. And he's almost got another first down. On a 9-yard pickup for Jeremy Curley. Senior out of Hutto, Texas.
Nice accurate throw, and you mentioned it. Curley did a real nice job of staying in bounds, getting what he could, getting it into a second and very short situation.
That ties his career high. His career high was 6 catches in the Fiesta Bowl. He's got 6 more tonight. And now the Horned Frogs have got a first down again on the ground as they're churning up yardage on the ground. They're well over 200 yards rushing, and a stat for TCU, when they go over 167 yards on the ground, they've won their last 40 games in a row, and they're up about 250 or so right now.
Well, again, this is exactly what Gary Patterson wanted out of this drive. I mean, obviously you'd love to score again and make it a 2-score game, but if you don't do that, at least now you've gotten in a position where you can pin them back if you have to punt and trust your defense
and put it on the shoulders of a quarterback making his first start on the other side. And out to the 47 is Andy Dalton, and down to the field to Holly.
Well, Brad, you mentioned it earlier, the unusual color of the TCU uniforms and helmets. It's gray going to white, and the theme for this team this year is an old quote by their former coach, Dutch Meyer, who was legendary back in the 1930s. Gary Patterson plucked this quote: "Fight them till hell freezes over, and then fight them on the ice." So Nike designed these uniforms. It's lizard skin that turns white to ice, and inside the neck of their jerseys is embroidered the words, "Till hell freezes."
Boy, Dutch Meyer, who coached here 1934 to 52. Here's an end around. Young wants to stay in bounds, and did. He got down before he's actually shoved out over there on the far side. And a pickup of about a yard. That was Tucker, beg your pardon. So the clock will move. We're under 5 minutes. TCU trying to hang on in front of 46,138 tonight at the Cowboy Classic. 3rd down, it's usually Andy Dalton's down.
12 of 14 third down plays, they've run the football. No back in the backfield. That doesn't mean they're not running.
That's exactly right. This time they will throw and knock down. What a play defensively by Dwight Roberson, who has an interception tonight, and that's an even bigger play.
He made the interception on 3rd down, and he made the huge play there on 3rd down. Not only do they get a stop, it stops the clock as well with the incompletion. But again, TCU has the opportunity with a good punt here to make Ryan Katz and Oregon State go a long field for a tying touchdown.
You talked about it before, Ledge. At least TCU ran 4 minutes off the clock. That was big. And now if they get a good kick, they could maybe pin James Rodgers inside the 10. They hang it up there.
Short.
Yeah, it's short. And he'll call for a fair catch over at about the 18-yard line on the far side of the field. 34-yard kick. She ain't over yet. Oregon State still got something to say about this football game with 4:18 to play. Our primetime college football presented by Hampton Hotels. It's a Cowboy Classic in Arlington. Oregon State, we talked about their slow starts under Mike Riley. They're 1-12 in pre-October games, which includes a late August game. That's why we say pre-October. Well, right now they've got still time to do something about it. 4:18 remaining, but they trail by a touchdown. Remember, they got Boise State also in the first 3 weeks of the season. They wanted to get off to a hot start here if they could upset TCU on the road. They've got a long ways to go from the 18-yard line.
Well, Katz is changing the play completely at the line of scrimmage. This first play is very important
Whoa, that's not what you want to do. Katz is going to kick it out of the back of the end zone. Safety. TCU 2 more.
I don't know that he's allowed to kick it like that.
Well, Uwe Shaman did it for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then there was a Gary Upremian. One of those guys did that.
For the first time tonight, Ryan Katz is trying to change the play, and the center, their best lineman, Alex Lindenkolb, snaps it when he wasn't ready, and it went over his head. The worst possible thing that could happen on this drive just happened for Oregon State. Yeah, it is a penalty. He's not able to kick. It's an illegal kick, but the result of the play is still a safety.
We'll attack the penalty on what will be a free kick, and now it's a 2-possession game. Todd, it's 30-21.
There just could not have been anything worse other than an interception return for a touchdown that could have happened right there to TCU or to Oregon State.
I don't know if Lindenkolb didn't have the count or Katz just wasn't ready. Whatever, it's the worst thing, as Todd said, and we saw Florida have that happen to them today. And you see the linemen down there, they're all talking about it. Meanwhile, Ryan Katz would just like to have another opportunity. He's on the headset, but he might never get the football back now. Not the way TCU's been running the ball. So Johnny Hekker will have the free kick. Curley and Clay are the deep men. Disaster strikes in Arlington for Oregon State on that last play. And not a good free kick either. Taken on one hop perfectly by Curley. And Curley is across midfield. TCU couldn't have had anything work better. Short free kick, good return in Oregon State territory. But here again, Katz trying to change the play maybe and watch the snap.
Never even looked at it. No. He's still looking at the formation. He's trying to change the play. Probably not the best time to try to make an audible like that. And again, the worst situation. He's trying to communicate to the whole field. And he's looking left, and the ball goes right over his head. Or right past his head.
So a 9-point lead for TCU. And here comes Ed Wesley. There goes Ed Wesley to the 30-yard line. And the Horned Frogs 4 minutes away from wrapping this thing up.
And of course now the question becomes for TCU, I mean, are they a national championship contending kind of team if they can run the table? I mean, this looked to be the most difficult challenge on their schedule. You never know. There's a lot of football to be played.
Remember last year, the Big 12 championship, Texas and Nebraska. Texas got one more tick of the clock put back on after Colt McCoy threw that ball out of bounds and got a field goal to win that game, or TCU would have been in the national championship game against Alabama. They got a long ways to go. We got about 13 more weeks to think about that, I guess.
Yep, we sure do.
Out of the 25 is Wesley. Another pickup of 6. Good, solid game for Ed Wesley, the sophomore out of Irving, Texas, as he's been a workhorse tonight. And Tucker, when he's come in there, he's done well too, but over 100 and closing in on his best game ever. Ed Wesley's best game was against Utah, 137 last year.
This TCU team returned 16 starters from that undefeated team last year. 9 of them on offense. They lost some key guys on defense. We already mentioned Jerry Hughes, Darrell Washington, middle linebacker, a pair of corners who were 4-year starters.
Yep.
And the offense has carried the team tonight. They've been more physical than Oregon State.
I like their offensive line.
Yep.
Here's Tucker, Dalton rather, keeping it. Play fake to Tucker and got it down within 2 yards of the first down. 3rd down and about 2. Time is of the essence right now. Oregon State needs the ball to pop out or something, or they might not get another chance. Mike Riley will know that one slipped away here Mike still has a summer home near San Antonio, so he gets back to Texas for about a month every summer, as he was head coach of San Antonio, the World League, back around 90. But this trip is not going to be a happy one, it appears, unless the ball will pop out for him. On the ground, first down to the 20 is Tucker.
You know, you could just see the look in his face, the frustration. And it's not that they got beat or are going to get beat, because he knows TCU is a high-quality team.
Right.
But you don't give yourself a chance at the end. With that play that backfired and the safety, it just took their whole chance away to make a run at TCU here in the last 4 minutes of the game. And that's the frustrating thing, and the thing that'll eat at him the whole plane ride home back to Corvallis.
TCU, we'll talk about third down conversions tonight. Oregon State will too. TCU 11 out of 16 of their third down conversions, including that last one. They've got them a first down at the 20. And Matthew Tucker with a minute and a half to go. Andy Dalton, 17 of 27, a touchdown and one on the ground.
Look at that. 37 career starts to 1. That's the difference in this game tonight. Andy Dalton was able to overcome 2 interceptions, critical interceptions, and come back and lead his team and make plays when they needed him to make plays, both throwing it and running it. Ryan Katz is going to be an outstanding quarterback.
Yeah.
He's got great tools, but this has got to be a learning experience for him.
Andy Katz, for the first time with 2 or more interceptions, is going to get away with it and get a victory. And it's going to be a victory that's going to put him in the school record books, as he is under a minute away from being the winningest quarterback in TCU history. His 30th win is coming to pass Davey O'Brien on the all-time list. Sammy Baugh, I beg your pardon, on the all-time list.
The thing I like
fans know that now.
The thing I like about Andy Dalton is, you know, he hated the way he played in that Fiesta Bowl. Threw 3 interceptions. Couldn't wait to get back on the field this year. Said his takeaway from that game was, I got to stay even-keeled. If I make a mistake, I can't let it get to me. I've got to stay the course and be a calm leading and a calm influence for the rest of my team. And he did that tonight. 7
third down conversion runs by just the quarterback alone. And what will end up being a 3-yard touchdown. That's the winning touchdown that put him up 28-21. So now 47 seconds remain. They come back out on the field. Oregon State, you see the yellow dashes underneath the Beavers down there on the bottom. That's their remaining 1 timeout. TCU's got all 3 left, and they don't need them. But here's another third down. And wouldn't shock me if Andy Dalton ran the ball. Matthew Tucker's back there with him in the Horned Frog backfield. Here's Dalton. Didn't get the first down this time, but he's within about a yard of it as we check in with Reese Davis. Reese?
All right, Brad, over on ESPN2 right now, Fresno State taking on Cincinnati. Debut for Butch Jones, replacing Brian Kelly, and Zach Collaros finds DJ Woods. And the Bearcats have an early lead. Getting the game going on over on ESPN2. Jake Locker had a shot at Washington and BYU territory late, but the Cougars hang on to win it 23-17 despite 266 yards through the air from the Washington quarterback.
All right, Reese, thanks. The final seconds ticking off. Gary Patterson's team goes to 1-0, the number 6 team in the country. Tough loss, number 24, Oregon State, and Mike Riley. Be a long ride back to Corvallis, but a really good football game in the Cowboy Classic, 30-21. As we check in with Holly and the winning coach.
Well, Coach, what was going through your mind earlier in this game when your senior quarterback threw 2 picks?
Well, the last game we played, we didn't turn out so good. But, you know, the good thing was we were able to overcome it. And, you know, I was happy with our defense. They have some good offensive players. We've got to not allow big plays. We stopped the run mostly. And offensively, we did it when we needed to do it. I'm proud of everybody, special teams, the whole group.
Well, particularly your running game. Not only Andy Dalton on key third downs, but Ed Wesley had a terrific game. What enabled you to run the ball like you did?
Well, you know, the it's an old team. I keep telling everybody we had 9, 10 starters coming back and everybody else. We were missing a tackle. So we were able to put a lot of the offense in early. Everybody was playing with confidence, and now we've got 11 more ball games, so we'll see how they turn out.
All right, thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Didn't need style points, just needed one more point. Ended up 9 points up, and there's the winningest quarterback in school history. If it was a baseball game, he'd have the game-winning hit. His 17th career rushing touchdown was the one that won it. He's got 30 wins now in that uniform, and he's a happy guy. 30-21, TCU win it. Stay tuned. Coming up next, Sports Center on ESPN. Right now, for my partners, Todd Blackledge and Holly Rowe, and our entire crew from Arlington, Texas, and Cowboy Stadium. Brad Netzler saying so long. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Horned Frogs 30, Beavers 21. The final from Texas tonight.